Dear student, good morning to all of you. Today we'll discuss about the transportation in animal. Transportation in animal. Unicellular organism, just like amoeba, paramecium, the oxygen from water get diffused inside and CO2 from cell comes outside. But in multicellular animal, well-organized transportation system is found. Type of transportation. Transportation is two types generally, the blood circulatory system and lymphatic system. In the complex multicellular animal, two type of transportation system is found, blood circulatory system and lymphatic system. So at first we will discuss about the blood circulatory system. The blood circulatory system play important role in transportation of nutrients, water, respiratory gases and hormone to different part of body, as well as it also plays important role in maintenance of body temperature by supplying uniform the water through blood circulation all over the body, and it helps in removal of carbon dioxide and metabolic waste from body tissue to outside the body. Now we will see here the blood circulatory system is two types, open blood circulatory system and closed blood circulatory system. So the open blood circulatory system. In open blood circulatory system, here the blood is present in sinuses, means blood chamber, where the visceral organ, internal organ exchange material, means take bath inside the blood. Especially in the arthropods and most of the mollusks, open blood circulatory system is found. Here you can see in the cockroach, here is the three sinuses. This is the pericardial sinus, here is the perivisceral sinus, this is the perineural sinus. In the pericardial sinus, here tubular 13 heart are present which are connected with each other. Here the perivisceral sinus, here alimentary canal digestive system is located, and in the perineural sinus, here the ventral nerve cord is present. You see the blood is pumped by this tubular heart, passes through this tubular heart and reach into the perineural and perivisceral sinus. Again it reach into the pericardial sinus, and through ostia it reaches into the heart, and from posterior side to anterior side the blood is transported, again comes into sinuses. Here in the blood sinuses, the blood is present. In the cockroach and mollusk, colorless blood is present, contain WBC, but there is no RBC. And here there is no blood capillary, no artery vein. Simply the blood is present in sinuses, blood chamber, and the exchange of gases and nutrients takes place. So this type of blood circulatory system is called as open blood circulatory system. But next one is the closed blood circulatory system. In closed blood circulatory system, blood will not come into direct contact of the body tissue. Here blood is transported through the blood vessels, artery, capillaries, veins, and it is pumped all over the body through a pumping organ, heart. Means blood is not directly coming, just like here blood is directly coming into contact of the visceral organ. But here blood is going to transport through the blood circulatory system, and exchange of gases and nutrients takes place. So through the artery, blood is supplied to different part of body tissue, arteriole, then capillary, and exchange of gases and nutrients occurs. Nutrients from the blood capillary passes into tissue, and from the tissue carbon dioxide comes into blood capillary, and from blood capillary oxygen comes into tissue. After this exchange, the carbon dioxide containing blood, deoxygenated blood, comes into a newel, then vein, through the vena cava, again comes into heart, then pumped to lungs for oxygenation. Again it is from the lungs coming into left atrium, then ventricle, then transported to all over the body. Means blood is transported through a closed circuit of the artery, veins and capillaries. That's why this is called as closed circulatory system. Human blood circulatory system consists of the well developed heart, blood vessels. The heart is the muscular composed of cardiac muscle. It is four-chambered, and the human heart is in size of a person fist. एक मुट्ठी जितनी बड़ी होती है उसके आकार का हार्ट होता है उस व्यक्ति का, एंड हार्ट इज सराउंडेड बाय ए double layer of membrane called as pericardium. Heart is present in the thoracic chamber in the space between two lungs, and the heart pump deoxygenated blood into lungs for purification, and after oxygenation again blood comes into left atrium, the left ventricle, and transported all over the body, and through the vena cava blood comes into right atrium, right ventricle, then transported to pulmonary artery into lungs for purification. The left and right part of the heart are separated by muscular partition that is called as septum. Septum prevents the mixing of oxygenated blood with the deoxygenated blood. The heart has number of valves which allow the flow of blood in one direction. The sinoatrial node, SA node, is present in the upper wall of the right atrium in the heart. It is called as natural pacemaker that originates wave of contraction, then heartbeat originates and heart starts beating. So the heartbeat originates in SA node, that's why it is called as pacemaker. The another node like structure, that is atrioventricular node, is located on the border between right atrium and right ventricle of the heart, that is called as pacemaker, and it is also connected with Purkinje fiber through bundle of Hitch and spread the wave of contraction into whole of the ventricle muscle for contraction of ventricle. Now the structure of heart. Here you see the structure of heart. Heart is four chambered: right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. If you will see here, the wall of atrium is thinner than the ventricle. यह क्वेश्चन पूछा जा चुका है बोर्ड एग्जामिनेशन में. The why wall of atrium is thinner than the wall of ventricle? As you know, the atrium, right atrium, receives blood from anterior and posterior vena cava. This is the posterior or inferior vena cava, and this is the anterior vena cava. Deoxygenated blood from anterior part of body through anterior vena cava, and the deoxygenated blood from posterior part of body through posterior vena cava or inferior vena cava discharge into right atrium. This right atrium contracts, then blood comes into right ventricle, which is very much near. Similarly, the pulmonary vein discharge blood into left atrium, and the left atrium contract, the blood come into left ventricle. So it do not require much pressure. That's why the wall of atrium is thinner, but the ventricle wall is thicker to provide more pressure. Why? When the right ventricle contracts, it pumps blood through the pulmonary artery into lungs for oxygenation, and the left ventricle, when contracts, pumps blood into systemic aorta to transport anterior and posterior part of the body. It means the ventricle are transporting blood away from the heart to different part of the body, so it requires more pressure. That's why the wall of ventricle is thicker. Here you can see the wall of left ventricle is more thicker than the right ventricle. Why? The left ventricle pumps blood through systemic aorta to upper and lower part of the body to distant places from the heart, but the right ventricle pumps blood into pulmonary artery to lungs which are present nearby the heart. So the left ventricle requires more pressure to pump forcefully blood to different part of body. That's why the wall of ventricle is more thicker. Now we will discuss about the blood circulation. Single blood circulation and double blood circulation. The single blood circulation, the blood circulation in which the heart pumps blood into gills where oxygenation occurs, CO2 released out and oxygen comes through gill into blood, and from the gill blood sent to different part of body. Again deoxygenated blood from different part of body tissue comes into heart, then into gill. Means heart once pumps blood into gill, and from gill again it is transported to different part of body. So it is called as single blood circulation, especially in the feces. Here fishes have two chambered heart. The blood comes into atrium, then ventricle and transported to the gills, and from the gills oxygenated blood again transported to different part of body, and from different part of body blood comes into heart, then pumps into gill, from gill to different part of body. So this type of blood circulation is called as single blood circulation. But in the case of reptile, birds and mammals, double blood circulation is found. Double blood circulation means the same amount of blood pumped by the heart two times. Once blood is pumped into lungs for oxygenation, that is called as pulmonary circulation, and again from lungs when comes into the heart, then pumps to different part of body, that is called as systemic circulation. So here you see from different part of body blood is coming to right atrium, then right atrium through tricuspid valve comes into right ventricle, and from right ventricle pumps blood pulmonary artery into lungs for oxygenation. After oxygenation, oxygenated blood through pulmonary vein again comes into left atrium. From left atrium, blood comes into left ventricle, and from left ventricle it transported to different part of body. So the deoxygenated blood at first comes into right atrium, then right ventricle, then transported into lungs. The first time this right ventricle pumps blood into lungs through pulmonary artery. After oxygenation, again blood comes into left atrium, left ventricle, then pumps to different part of body. Means the same amount of blood pumped by heart two times, once by right ventricle, then by left ventricle. So this way, the double blood circulation is found in the bird, mammals, reptiles also. And here you can see the blood from different part of body, deoxygenated blood coming into right atrium, then through tricuspid valve into right ventricle, then pumps through pulmonary artery into lungs. This is called as pulmonary circulation. And from lungs, oxygenated blood comes through pulmonary vein into left atrium, then left ventricle, then pumps through systemic aorta to different part of body. So this is called as systemic circulation. Right ventricle pump blood into pulmonary artery, then reach into lungs for oxygenation, and from lungs through pulmonary vein comes into left atrium, then left ventricle, then transported to systemic artery aorta to various part of body. So two times same amount of blood is pumped, once from the right side of heart, then from left side of heart. That's why it is called as double blood circulation. Here you can see this is the right atrium, and right atrium open into right ventricle. Opening is guarded by tricuspid valve. Here the left atrium open into left ventricle through an opening that is guarded by bicuspid valve. Here this pulmonary artery and the systemic aorta opening guarded by semilunar valve. Here and here semilunar valve. In the right atrium and right ventricle opening guarded by tricuspid valve. Left atrium, left ventricle opening guarded by bicuspid valve or mitral valve. Blood circulation. Just to be, the blood is transported once from the right atrium into right ventricle, then from right ventricle into pulmonary artery, then into lungs for purification, and again through pulmonary vein comes into left atrium, left ventricle, then transported through systemic aorta to different part of body. Now here the wall of the artery and vein is made up of tunica externa, tunica media, tunica interna. Here is also tunica externa, tunica media, tunica interna, but here the wall of the artery is thick and the wall of vein is thin. Here the lumen of the artery is narrow, here the lumen of the vein is wide. And here capillary, you can see the capillary is very fine, plays important role in diffusion of oxygen from blood into tissue and CO2 from tissue into blood, and it is also helping diffusion minerals, vitamins, nutrients from blood into tissue. So this way we can say here the total this heart, blood vessels, all these are here, how playing important role in transportation. Now the blood vessels, artery, vein and capillary, just what I told. The artery is thick wall, contain narrow lumen, it do not contain valve, and it transport blood from heart to different part of body. The Artery transport oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery transport the oxygenated blood into lungs for purification. Veins are thin walled, contain wide lumen. It contains valve to check the backflow of blood. Vein transport the oxygenated blood except pulmonary vein. The capillary is finest blood vessel. Its wall is very thin, consists of layer of epithelium called as endothelium. It plays important exchange of gases in tissue and diffusion of nutrients from blood into tissue. अब ये भी हमने सारी बातें करी. Coronary artery transport blood into heart wall to provide nutrients and oxygen to the heart muscle. The function of heart, cardiac cycle. How heart is beating? You see, heart is beating rhythmically, regularly, without getting rest. And thus, the transportation of blood takes place. Here, the contraction, relaxation. Contraction, relaxation. When heart wall is contracting, then blood will be pumped out, and when relaxed, then receive the blood. Here, you can see the systole and distole. Contraction of heart is called as systole, and relaxation of heart is called as distole. The one systole and one distole is called as cardiac cycle. One contraction, one relaxation, one cycle. So how many times is contract and relax in a minute? In a normal person, heart contracts and relax 72 times. So that is called as heartbeat rate. The contraction and relaxation per minute is called as heartbeat rate, 72 times per minute in normal person. Stroke volume, the amount of blood pumped by the heart during one contraction, that is called as stroke volume, that is about 70 ml. And in 1 minute, it will contract 72 times. So what is the cardiac output? 72 into 70 means it pumps 5 liter 40 ml blood in a minute to all over the body. So this is about the cardiac cycle. Here you see the coronary artery. These are the coronary artery. Means this coronary artery supply blood to the heart wall to provide nutrition, oxygen, and removal of metabolic waste, carbon dioxide. So these coronary artery are the artery which supplying blood to the heart muscle. Blood is a fluid connective tissue. Blood consists of blood plasma and the formed element like blood cells. So 55% part of blood is blood plasma. It contains albumin, prothrombin, fibrinogen, globulin, protein, antibodies, nutrients like glucose, amino acid, vitamin, mineral, hormones, and salts also. Sodium bicarbonate, ions. Blood cells are different types like RBC, WBC, and platelets. RBC is called erythrocyte, WBC white blood cells, leukocyte, and platelets. The RBC in human especially, RBC is non-nucleated because at the place of nucleus hemoglobin is there for carry oxygen, and it transport oxygen in the form of oxyhemoglobin. But 23% carbon dioxide from tissue also transported through hemoglobin, RBC, in the form of carbaminohemoglobin, and transported into lungs. So hemoglobin is a respiratory pigment, and hemoglobin have more affinity with carbon dioxide than the oxygen. But in lungs, oxygen is more, so it comes into blood and bind with hemoglobin. But in tissue, CO2 is more going to produce there, then CO2 bind with hemoglobin and transported up to lungs. Different type of WBC. WBC granulocyte, which contain granules in the cytoplasm like neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil. Neutrophil, it engulfs the pathogen and protects us from disease. Eosinophil, basophil, it causes allergic response. If any antigen or allergen enters into body, a granulocyte, it do not contain granules in its cytoplasm. Here granulocyte like neutrophil and eosinophil, basophil are lobular, contain lobular nucleus. But in the granulocyte, monocyte and lymphocyte, the monocyte contain kidney-shaped nucleus. Monocyte contain kidney-shaped nucleus and lymphocyte contain rounded nucleus. The monocyte is also phagocytic in nature. it engulfs the pathogen and destroy it. Lymphocyte is B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte. B lymphocyte release antibody to detoxify the pathogen, and T lymphocyte engulf the pathogen and destroy it. Platelets are thrombocytes. These thrombocytes are playing very important role in blood clotting in injured tissue. If any part of body tissue get injured, then the platelets release thromboplastin. Thromboplastin convert prothrombin into thrombin, and thrombin convert fibrinogen into fibrin. Then blood clotting takes place. Here we can see the macrophages are here. Here neutrophil that also engulf the pathogen and protect us. Neutrophil. Then here is the basophil. Here eosinophil. This basophil and eosinophil, they cause allergic. So you can see here granules are there. Here neutrophil granules. So here granules are present. These are called as, also called as granulocyte. Like this, granules are present. Neutrophil is granulocyte, eosinophil is granulocyte, and basophil is granulocyte. Lobe-like nucleus is present. Here a granulocyte, there is no granule like monocyte, kidney cell nucleus, and lymphocyte, more or less rounded nucleus. And here RBC contain hemoglobin, so it is red in color. Hemoglobin is respiratory pigment. Now here platelets. Now blood pressure. So when heart pumps blood into artery, that time the pressure exerted on the wall of artery, that is systolic pressure, and due to relaxation of heart, the pressure exerted on the wall of artery, that is called as diastolic pressure. So systolic pressure is greater. Systolic pressure is, in normal person, systolic pressure is 120 and diastolic pressure is 80 mmHg. So normal blood pressure is 120/80, and blood pressure is measured by one instrument, this usually, and this stethoscope plays important role in listening the heart sound. The heart sound is lub dub pass, lub dub pass. The when heart sound originates, lub sound originates during closure of tri and bicuspid valve, and dub sound originates during closure of semilunar valve. So you see now closure of the tri and bicuspid valve produce sound lub, and now the closure of semilunar valve, closure of the closure, you see the closure of semilunar valve produce sound dub. So this way lub dub sound is going to produce, and that is heard by the stethoscope.